summer. You're here when it starts to rain. Does the world around you seem a bit insane?
All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Gab Jam, episode 136. This is a special episode because we're knee-deep in planning our record release, Sugar Fit, which should be out at the end of September. And so, as you probably already know from other posts that we've shared,
right,
we have never followed any formal plans.
Yeah, and that might be a little misleading because I think we had that in the past with certain releases. So, I think when we released a long time ago, we did Red Hot. I think there was a certain plan with respect to, understanding to get the records to distributors so that the distributors can put them out. And then definitely, the 2 Jezebel records that we released after that. I mean, that, we basically sent, copy to the distributors, hey, do you want these? And it's like, yes, we wanted them. Right. And then, in order to get our money for that one record, we had to send them another record. If you like that record, then send us our money that you owe us on that record. So
yeah.
So do that. And then I think there was like, we did for the Tony Webb releases that we did through mp3.com. Yeah. I think there was more of
I mean, we always did have the thing to make sure that we sent it out or that we
but I'm saying that there was actually a marketing campaign, a way to make money off the record, so that the record, with those records. And I'm not saying that there's been other records where we didn't do that for, so like if we think about Higher Up Deeper In, Higher Up Deeper In, we didn't necessarily have a plan for that. So the record was not what the record could have been, just simply because of the fact there wasn't really a marketing plan behind it.
And I guess the thinking, my thinking before we got to where we are now is that we're artists and that anything that we can do above and beyond the art is extra.
Right.
Like okay, we'll give it to the people who know what to do with it and that they will which is kind of the way we did it with the distributors or whatever.
It's back to your point. It was if you build it, they will come.
Right.
But it forgot that you need to sell tickets. Right. That you need to go out and kind of let people know.
Do billboards. They don't know about it.
Flyers. You got to do all the rest of this kind of stuff.
We would send it to. I mean, we'd probably send to 100 different bloggers or at that time the journalists or whatever else. Record stations, radio stations, that kind of stuff. But we weren't, I guess, as intentional in marketing the way you market a traditional product.
Right, that you actually kind of go about and say, hey, I'm getting my record out, and this is what we're really looking to do. As far as,
to have set goals, to have dates. So that was, I just wanted to share with you guys, because we're in the middle of putting it together right now. We're nearing toward the end of it. But we have checked out Ariel Hyatt, and I have a blog post about that. We've been looking through her Stan's book. So if you want to know what his book is, it's in the description below. And we've been listening to the Creative Juice podcast. They've been talking about the Russian doll method, so we probably will employ a little bit of that. And then finally, we bit the bullet and actually bought the Bree Noble Rock Your Next Release course. So we're in the middle of going through that right now to see what we can pull out and use. But the 5 things that we know we're going to do that we have never done before, based on some of the things that we're looking at, are number 1, again, having a set schedule for the release. So that way, from start for each month, we know what we're trying to do, what we're trying to accomplish.
Right. Yeah.
And that's something we had never done. We kind of, it kind of was amorphous. Hey, if it gets legs, then we'll keep going. But we never thought about, well, even if it doesn't get legs this month, what can we do additionally?
Right. Yeah.
And so we're doing more of that thinking now. The second thing we're going to do to try to boost the record reach, because the whole goal that you release music, you make the music because you love it.
Right.
You release it because you want to find other people who appreciate it the way you do, and then finally you want to gather those people and they become your fans, followers, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
So the reason why we're doing this instead of doing what is easier just to make the music and put it out and just we're done. But it's harder to do this, but it's worth it, hopefully, to be able to achieve that goal. Right. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to try to spike the Spotify algorithm. And we've never done that before, where we try to get everybody to tune in at the same time on the same day for each of the releases.
Right.
And they claim that what happens if they see interest in a release at this date and this time, that they will share it to more people.
Yeah. Okay.
So we're trying to do that, which we weren't as big on Spotify before. Not that we're not on Spotify, but we never tried anything specifically for Spotify.
Right.
Third thing we're going to do is, we've been talking about it for a while, but we're definitely going to employ more live streams.
Yeah.
So even if it's a once a month behind the scenes, see how we crafted the song, something like that, or Q&A, or however we end up. Again, the plans are still in the works, but definitely we're going to do live streams to help capitalize on the live audience.
Right.
And that they share videos more on Facebook and some of these other platforms than they do other things. The fourth thing we talked about was the Russian Doll release, where you release like 3 or 4 singles first individually.
Right.
And then drop the album and then continue to release singles. But it's like one inside of the other, instead of, before we put it all out and we say, hey, we like these, or we, did videos for these, so check those out. Well, now every song is going to have a video, and then we'll try to release them in a certain fashion so that we can kind of take advantage of pulling people in.
Right. That makes sense.
And then finally, we're going to do giveaways to hype the album. So we're not sure what that's going to look like now. We've heard of this company called TuneSpeak that they keep saying, oh, this is a great place to use. So I'm going to investigate that, where you sign up with them and they kind of administer your giveaway. But they say you'll get a lot of people who say, kind of discover you that way.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens with that. The album's coming out soon. The name of the album is Sugar Fit. It's a funk album, and probably the end of September is what it's looking like, but we will let you know in the coming episodes. If you dig the vibe, be sure to
subscribe.
We're wishing you love, peace, and
chicken grease. I can